add voice to what Senator Lalong has said in thanking Mr. President for the choice of Dr. Nentawe as minister representing the good people of Plateau State, and then desiring to send him to the committee, the Ministry of Humanitarian Service and Poverty Alleviation. I see it as a round peg in a round hole. I know Nentawe, when we were young, went to the same secondary school with. And Nentawe does not change. He remains the original Nentawe we knew when we were small, despite all achievements he has made in life. He has been for the masses. In fact, in his work, we lean on him to get to the grassroots. And if today the president decides that he is sending to the Minister of Humanitarian Service, I feel it's a round peg in a round hole, because that is a ministry that needs someone who is compassionate. Nentawe is compassionate. It's a ministry too that engulfs the entire country, and it needs a man with vision. Nentawe is visionary. It is a ministry that needs data analysis. Nentawe is data, and data is Nentawe. It's a ministry that needs someone who is healthy and strong. This man is healthy and strong. I thank Mr. President, and I thank my colleagues, because I know that by the time he is confirmed, I am sure that as senators representing Nigeria, the 109 constituency, will be pleased with this appointment. I thank you all, and I know that after this, we will give him an accelerated confirmation, and I am sure we will see results. Thank you, Mr. President, and my colleagues.
Distinguished Senator Palm.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity to speak on a very sensitive issue, particularly on a nominee that comes from my state. I am Senator Pamwat Kondachungyang, representing the glorious people of Plateau North. Though the nominee mistakenly make a wrong pronunciation of my name, I will forgive him because he has come here with a very good anxiety. My name is not Simon Watkon, but my name is Pamwat Kondachungyang. Sir, this young man, as I know him, to possess a very rich credentials. From a younger age, as the CV portrays, he is a professor of digital systems and an engineer par excellence. If you go through deeply, sir, distinguished colleagues, and look at his CV, his personal data is rich. And in page 2, you look at his consultancy services that cuts across all sectors of life. In page 5, his working experiences showcases that he started from the university and worked as an INEC commissioner. In page 8, his educational qualifications shows that he is a trained and a membership of various disciplines. And in page 9, he has 24 publications in Sikiti. In page 12, his referees shows that he's a man of the people. Mr. President, we are very grateful to the President of the Federation. You have given Plateau State somebody that will work for the nation. And I'm happy because all of us here, having he spoken, we know that somebody has said something, and the position or the portfolio that has been assigned to, it's a place that requires serious people with serious minds, and he's qualified for this. And I'm asking the colleagues, my colleagues here, to give him an accelerated confirmation so that he can kick the ball rolling while he's been formally confirmed. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we are through with the honors of the minister. We are now going to the fireworks. Is there anybody that has a question for the nominee? That's where it should be. Let's start from the majority party. Let's start from the right-hand side. Let's start from let's start. I'll give an opportunity to all my bosses. Let's start from my first boss. It's Senator Sadiq.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. As chair, my distinguished colleagues, I am Sadiq Suleiman Umar. I represent Kwara North. Professor Nentawe, well, your CV spoke clearly, and you also represent yourself. And we heard from your head boy, you've been very consistent since you are young. And luckily, I think I've met you too, and I think you are a gentleman, smart, and humble. However, you are going to the humanitarian ministry. As of today, the data is that 40% of Nigerians are living below poverty. And it's also worse than that. When you look at multidimensional poverty index, about 63% are also below that index. Thank God you are an engineer, ICT savvy, but you are aware that for years, subsequent governments have spent billions of naira to alleviate poverty. Billions and billions. The challenge has always been, how will this money get to those intended without getting it lost? Will you tell us how you are going to use your experience to make sure that federal government money that will be under your care in the ministry will get to the people that need it? Thank you.
Okay. So just write down the question. This other one is that it just asks you how the federal government money will reach the most vulnerable and the poorest of the poor in our society. The Civil Senator, Shehu Buba.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, for recognizing me. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Shehu Buba Umar, representing Bauchi South. Mr. President, I rise to add my own voice on the nominee, Professor Nentawe. I congratulate you as a nominee of Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.
Mine is not a question per se. I want to make my own contribution, Mr. President, because the nominee, he is coming from Plateau State, Panchim local government to be specific, and we are sharing borders. We are neighbors. My own constituent, Bauchi South, and we have a lot in common. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I know the nominee for over 25 years. He was born in Plateau State, but I can tell you he was brought up in Bauchi State. I know him as a detribalized Nigerian,